here at IMA. This is my first time to the campus, my first time to Gujarat, first time to Ahmedabad. I think my father will be very proud because it was his dream, but I was never close to fulfilling it. So a very talented photographer took this picture of me, which I use in all presentations. I'm going to talk about quickly for 5-10 minutes about the founding story of Freshdesk, and then share 3 learnings from my life as an entrepreneur. So I thought it will be useful, and then I'm available to answer any questions on customer management or product management. I'm a product manager at heart. Today, we are backed by world-class investors. Recently, I think last week we announced our latest round of funding, $55 million from Sequoia Capital and Axel. So overall, we have raised around 1,000 crores. Most of the money is sitting in the bank. So what we have been doing is making use of the frenzy to invest in Indian startups, thanks to all the e-commerce and hyperlocal companies. So we had access to capital and at very good valuations that I would be foolish to say no to those valuations. So I thought, let's take the money while it is available at good, attractive valuations, keep it in the bank and wait for the rainy day. This is what I've been doing. So I think at current stage, I think we don't need money for 5-6 years. That's how we have always been. So, and life is pretty comfortable today for Freshdesk. We can attract talent from Silicon Valley. We recently, I think early this year, we hired Nishant Rao, who was managing director of LinkedIn India. We hired STS Prasad as a head of engineering, who moved from the Valley, from Walmart Labs. He was CTO of Walmart Labs. But it was not like this 6 years ago when we started. So I'm going to go to that story. So this is, how many of you know what site this is? Okay, 4 or 5, okay. So this is Hacker News. So I don't think you can read it, but just you have to believe me. So this is a post on Hacker News, which happened on May 10th, 2010, or May 11th, I think. I was actually working as, I was working at Zoho Corporation. So I was VP of product management there, and I was 36 years old and had 2 kids in school. And in March of that year, I had actually taken a 50 lakh home loan and got a mortgage, home mortgage, right? So it was not very apt for jumping into entrepreneurship. So I was reading this article after lunch, like just casual browsing. So I was very happy at my job. I did not have any idea to jump into entrepreneurship. But when I saw this article, so this article is about one of our competitors who raised their prices by up to 300% on their existing customers. And obviously customers were very, very unhappy. And they were tearing apart the company on Hacker News comments and TechCrunch comments. So I was just thinking, for a customer support company, they don't seem to have very happy customers. So, and that was the moment I actually had like it was like there was a comment there. I was starting to think maybe somebody like me, who has built 4 help desks in my career, could probably build something in this space. And there was a comment in that article, which was like a slap on my face, which said, this just shows how somebody can come and build the right product at the right price point and take all of Zendesk customers away. So that's the moment I decided to start the company. So meaning, at least in my mind, I went and spoke, on the same day I went and spoke to my friend and co-founder. Today he's my co-founder, but he and I used to work together for 8 years. His name is Shan. So I asked him, I have this idea to build a SaaS-based customer support software company. Would you be interested to join me? And he didn't think for even 5 minutes. He just didn't talk to family. He said, yes, let's do it. And that's how we started Freshdesk. So the first validation came when we won the Microsoft BizSpark Award. 438 startups had applied. 15 were shortlisted as finalists. So we won the first prize, $40,000 cash, free, no equity, no debt. It was free cash. This was like oxygen supply to our startup, because at that point of time, it allowed us to experiment. So again, the lesson here is conventional wisdom would have been to take this money and maximize the runway. But what I thought at that time was we need to prove out our business model, and we needed to find scalable marketing channels. So I ended up in the next 2 months because this was money that I hadn't accounted for. So I thought, okay, let me try all the different marketing channels and find out which one is scalable. So this money was used to do all kinds of marketing experiments like Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Google AdWords, banner ads. So we blew up that money. We got only 70 customers, but we also, because we moved from 0 to 40 to 70 customers, we were able to attract investors. So this was our first proper office inside SP InfoCity, Shapurji, Palanji. That building had a minimum requirement of 4,000 square foot. So we had $1 million, which was like the dollar was 50 rupees at that time. So again, in order to go and take a 3,000, 4,000 square foot office, you needed to spend around 50 lakhs or 40 lakhs to furnish the office. It was not good use of the money. So I came back dejected and wrote an email to the head of the building saying, we are one of India's best startups. We won the Microsoft BizSpark Award. We love to be in your building, but can't afford it. So what he actually replied back saying, Girish, come with your checkbook. I'll give you a solution. So apparently there was a dining hall which Amazon was using to cater lunch to their employees. And the food court was operational, so the builder wanted to chase Amazon employees to the food court. So he showed me this huge dining hall and said, you can build, take 1,000 square foot here, build whatever you want and go in. So we put a POP box in the middle of the dining hall. So what happened after that, I'll tell you another story later, but we got, within 4 months, we got Tiger Global as an investor with a $5 million term sheet. That moment was very transformative inside my mind. So till that time, I was thinking very conservatively, like any entrepreneur would. I was negotiating hard for every salary. Like we would probably sometimes not be able to afford some good candidates, so we'd let go of them, meaning we wouldn't offer them. So, but when this 5 million round happened, I could clearly sense that money was no longer a constraint. So what was the original plan was to add another 750 square feet next to that box, but we thought, okay, let's go and take a bigger office. So we took around 6,000 square foot, started hiring people. So all the ideas were there in the mind on what to build. We started executing. Within 4 or 5 months, we broke the wall, added another, moved to 8,000 square foot. I broke the wall again, moved to 12,000 square foot. Tried breaking the wall again, but Aditi Technologies wouldn't let us do it. So we abandoned that entire office and then went into the next block and got a 30,000 square foot office within a year. Broke the wall, added another 30,000, so went to 6,000, then broke the wall again, added another 60,000. So this is our office today. We have like 1,20,000 square foot. So there are no more walls to break. So now we have gone to the ground floor and the 4th floor. So we are adding another 77,000 square foot, which will be commissioned by December. So I'm just using this to figuratively show you how fast the company has grown in the last few years. Globally also, we expanded into San Francisco, London, Sydney and Berlin. And we have more than 92,000 customers across 145 countries. So that is in short the story of Freshdesk, but I would like to switch gears and share with you 3 lessons from my life. Number 1 is, I would say, what I call riding the wave. We have all seen that when you take on a macro trend that's working and build something in that, it's much easier to win than going against the trend, right? That's the whole point here. So my lessons happened in the year 1999, when I finished my MBA in University of Madras. I was working at HCL Cisco, and by chance, I was able to get my first experience with building a business. So my friends wanted to learn Java, and they went everywhere in Chennai, and they were not very happy. So my friends came and told me that, why don't you teach us Java? And almost like a training center walked into my house. Got started as 3 people, 6 people, quickly became like, because Java was, everybody wanted to learn Java. So it was very easy for me to sell why you should learn from me, because I was working in HCL as a programmer. I'm a trainer by choice, not by chance. I love teaching, but I got bored and then I went to US. And then the .com bust happened and a lot of bad news in the US. So I quit my job, started another training company. And 2001 was so bad, nobody would study BE computer science in India. So I didn't want to survive in a negative environment, but I had to convince people why Java is still relevant, which is very, very hard because the market was confused. So I learned that lesson, that it was easier to ride a wave, focus on a growing industry than focus on going against the trend. The key products that we are building are all products where people already know that they need a help desk, or they need a CRM, or they need an IT service desk. So we actually focus on building something better. It's suited for India because you want people to be searching online. You can do online acquisition.